You are listening to an episode of Audio Travels by Henry Barchet.
During my trip through Sri Lanka, I met travel bloggers from all over the world who shared their most exciting moments with me.
I'm Kirsten, and I run the travel blog The Blonde Abroad. So this is my first time coming to Sri Lanka. One of my favorite moments was hiking Pidurangala at sunset, and you can overlook this incredible rock that the locals really cherish called Sigiriya. And it was one of the most jaw-dropping scenes I've ever seen. And there's so much of that here. Get dirty, get out there and see a lot. So it's been really incredible and unforgettable.
My name is Matt Stabile from theexpeditioner.com. We're an online travel magazine based out of New York. I think my most favorite moment so far in Sri Lanka was at Sigiriya, to see the complex there and to try to think what it was like thousands of years ago, and to walk to the top and see over the rest of the country was really a spectacular moment. I can't wait to come back.
My name is Liz Carlson, and I run Young Adventurous, which is a solo female travel blog. My favorite things here is probably the wildlife. There's amazing wildlife here, whether it's birds or elephants and going on safari, or seeing the leopards in the national park, or even just like playing with the monkeys. There's just so much to see in the natural world here that I really love.
My name's Nicola Easterby, and I run the blog Polka Dot Passport, and it's just such an incredible and diverse country. The highlight for me has been riding the train from Kandy to Nuwara. It was just the most stunning train ride of my life, and it's amazing in Sri Lanka. You can just hang out of the door and you just feel the wind in your hair and look at the most stunning countryside with tea plantations and green rolling hills, and the scenery is just out of this world.
Hey everybody, I'm Deb, and this is
Dave.
And we're of theplanetd.com. And my most exciting moment in Sri Lanka was when I was learning to surf in Hikkaduwa. It was awesome.
And my most exciting moment in Sri Lanka was spotting leopards in Yala National Park. Coming out and seeing them just hiding behind the trees, now that's an experience you're going to want to do in Sri Lanka.
My name is Kilia, and I have the lifestyle blog named Stylistic since 2009. I think the most exciting moment was to meet the Sri Lankan people who are really welcoming. I don't know if we can say that, really kind and careless. And also I was really impressed by the landscape, and the wildlife was also amazing.
My name is Maggie. I'm a Chinese video blogger from Shanghai. So one of my favorite exciting moment or soothing moment, I would say, is the spa, especially Ayurveda treatment for the spa, because Sri Lanka has the best spa ever.
I'm Sankara. My blog is beyondtheroad.com. I visited the north of Sri Lanka, Anuradhapura through its history, Dambulla through its culture, Minaria, the wildlife. They were all fantastic. Loved the sunrise and sunset at Sigiriya. The Sigiriya ancient civilization just blows my mind. This is a definite must-do circuit in Sri Lanka, the north-central part of Sri Lanka.
Hey, I'm Marta. I run a blog called innerfarawaylands.com, and my favorite experience so far in Sri Lanka was actually riding the local train with the locals. I took some great shots leaning just out of the door, and I had the locals posing for me just spontaneously, and I came out with some really cool shots.
Hello, my name's Jane Gorman and I blog at girltweetsworld.com. My most exciting Sri Lanka moment is the climb to the top of Sigiriya. Had I known what I was in for in advance, I might have been too scared to do it. I'm not the most active person, but it was good. We took it in small sections, and the view and the ruins and the history and just being up there was so incredible. So I'm glad that I was not daunted by the rock and how steep and high it looked, and that I got up there and got to experience what it must have been like to be a king in the palace at the top of that beautiful landscape.
My name is Rafael Alexander Soren. I was born in Mexico. My blog is called Journey Wonders. And the moment I love the most is when we woke up at 4 a.m. to watch the sunrise from this temple on top of a rock. And it was so amazing, the peace, the calmness, the mountains, the landscapes. I don't know, it's one of those moments when you feel one with the nature and with the culture of one place at the same time.
I'm Holly. I'm from England, and I'm writing for Two Monkeys Travel. And my most exciting and memorable experience in Sri Lanka was the train journey from Kandy to Nuwara, because the landscapes were amazing.
My name is Annika. I am the owner of the blog The Midnight Blue Elephant, where I write about my travel adventures and sustainable travel. And must say my absolute favorite was our elephant safari, where even though the season wasn't quite right, we saw an entire elephant family. And since my blog is the Midnight Blue Elephant, that was obviously the most exciting thing for me, to get an elephant selfie.
My name is Josh. I'm based in Beijing, originally from Germany, and my blog is gotravelyourway.com. And my most exciting moment in Sri Lanka was probably the train ride to Kandy, because the scenery was amazing. We did what the locals did. We were hanging out the train. We were having an amazing time. And I think that was so authentic that I really loved that experience. And I think that was one of my best moments on that trip.
Hello, I'm Lauren, and I also work for and write for the Blonde Abroad blog. I would say that Sri Lanka has been a really awesome experience for me, but also it's my first trip to Asia. So it was my first time experiencing such a different culture coming from the States. The natural beauty is just really overwhelming, and the local culture, food, and how friendly everyone is has really created a memory that will last in Sri Lanka.
And finally, my most exciting moment in Sri Lanka was when I stood shirtless and barefoot in the Hindu temple of Nagapushini Amman on the island of Nainina Tivu in the middle of a procession. The music was deafening, men were carrying heavy palanquins, and women were in trance. I felt like being in the 80s movie Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Thank you to all the travel bloggers who contributed to this podcast.
You were listening to an episode of Audio Travels by Henry Barchet.